Hi guys, this is Terry with Adorable Deco Decor. Thank you for joining in tonight as we are down here making a Mardi Gras Lantern Swag tonight. I thought I'd better get busy. I usually have made quite a few of these lantern swags for Mardi Gras, but I haven't made the first one yet this year, and they're usually popular sellers, so I thought I'd better get going. Alright, well, first thing we're going to do is make our bow. And I just grabbed a few ribbons, and I got to looking at this one. I thought I'd better, well, I think we'll be okay on this. I may have to run and get some more of this. I've got 3 2.5-inch ribbons, and of course they're all the traditional colors of the Mardi Gras, and I've used this one pretty regular over the years. It's a little bit see-through, but it holds its body, or it has good body, and it holds its shape pretty well. But 2.5 inches here, and this is another one of my standbys. I love this ribbon. It's one of my favorites I've ever worked with. It's really stiff, Harlequin Mardi Gras color ribbon, and it's 2.5 inches as well. It's a little hard to pinch together for a bow, but I tell you, it's got a lot of body and really holds up well. And I use it in almost all my Mardi Gras. And then I've got this other, let me go ahead and open this. This is 2.5 inches as well. I have not used this. I've got like 3 or 4 rolls of it. Oh, it's nice. It's more of a satin, but it's a thick satin. And again, it has the traditional Mardi Gras colors, and then it's on a cream colored background. 2.5 inches. All my ribbons are always wired. That's the only way you're going to get your bow to hold its shape, is if you have wired ribbon. And then I just grabbed a couple of sparkly 1.5-inch ribbons, and I'm not sure how many ribbons we'll end up using. It probably depends on what I decide to do with my supplies. I just grabbed, like I said, I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. I grabbed some 10-inch, that you guys can't see very well. Let me bend you down just a little bit. Sorry guys, I didn't notice that until just now. So, but I just grabbed a couple of 10-inch Deco Mesh. This one I already had cut up and had some left over from another project, but I thought if I need to add a little bit of volume or body, I could use some of this. And yes, I do use Deco Mesh in my lantern swags. So, and then I've got a fleur-de-lis that I use a lot of my Mardi Gras designs. And these, I tell you what, I wish I could find more of these. I've been kind of rationing them. I got them 2 or 3 years ago, and they're just the cutest little things. If you can see them, they're teeny tiny little Mardi Gras masks with the feathers. Uh-oh, this one doesn't have a backing on it. Let me see. Let me see if I've got one that has a backing. If nothing else, I can glue it on, but it's always nice if you can pin it. Yeah. But anyway, these are just like really cool lapel pins. And I love to use those. Just throw them on for a little bit of unexpected whimsy, so to speak. So, and then I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. I cannot find my most favorite Mardi Gras fern pick. For about 2 years on Craft Outlet and Mardi Gras Outlet, they had this really nice fern bunch, and it was the Mardi Gras colors, and this is about all I have left of it. So I grabbed it, of course. We may throw that in there, but it had this fern like this, and there's a big bunch of it, and it had purple and green and gold ferns that I love to use in my Mardi Gras. And I've got 2 of these stems or picks, and they're just real sparkly, kind of big sequins, so to speak, and they're wired. I don't know if we'll use those or not. It'd have to be a pretty big swag if I used one or two of those. As you can see, they're humongous. And I'll at the very least use these. These are really cool. They're just kind of like little explosions, kind of almost like firecrackers, how they just kind of burst apart there. Got two of those. I guess I only grabbed one of these. I've got more of these back in my bin if I need to get some more. I've used these a lot in my Mardi Gras decorations also. The only thing I don't like about these is it's hard to use them and place them just exactly where you want because these are not wired. The stem is, of course, or the pick itself is, but the little doodads here are not. And then I grabbed what ferns I did have. I didn't have any purple ferns. I've got this, it's a lime green. I don't know if I'll get by with that or not. We'll put that off to the side and use it if we just decide we can. And then I've got some of these gold ferns. And everything has to have glitter for Mardi Gras. So, and then I've got some purple curlicues as well. Okay? And all in the traditional Mardi Gras colors. Now, every now and then I do break from tradition for somebody that just wants something a little bit different, like this wreath I've got behind me. And I just did that because I liked it. I like red, I like gold, and I just made it. So hopefully somebody else will like it too. I did sell a similar one last year. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the bow first. And like I said, I grabbed two 1.5 inch ribbons. Let me decide what I'm going to do here. I've already got a lot of purple going on, so I think I'm going to use this emerald green. We'll just set this one off to the side. We may add it later. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm using my Pro Bow for this. I almost grabbed my Easy Bow, or I guess I could break down and make it by hand, but I just like the appearance of the bow for lantern swags using my Pro Bow a little bit better. So that's what we're going to use tonight. And as usual, I think this is going to be a pretty large lantern swag. And as usual, I usually am pretty generous with the tails because I like some going up off the top. I like some kind of draping down behind all of the goodies, and so I'm kind of generous. So we're going to use. I would go ahead and make a 12-inch tail to start with. And a lot of times I go ahead and I'll cut off a lot of the tail, but it's just easier for me to start out a little bit long. So, oh Cheryl, I'm your Friday night date. Good deal. I'm glad I have a date tonight. Shows you how exciting my life is, huh? Yeah, we did go out to dinner with my mother-in-law and father-in-law, but yeah, the husband's upstairs. He's already probably asleep for the night. This is about as rowdy as we get on Friday nights. So, all right, and I know you're probably not at a very good angle to see how I'm using this Pro Bow. I do have a up close and personal tutorial using the Pro Bow that if you're interested, I can go ahead and post the link after the live is over. But it's actually from behind me and it shows just a little bit better. But we're not here really to show you how to use the Pro Bow tonight. We're more to see how to do a lantern swag. But if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Just know that it's kind of hard to watch the comments, and I don't have a helper, so I don't have anybody to read the comments. But and if I miss you, don't take it personally, please. If you want it answered and I've missed it, just go ahead and ask again. Not going to hurt my feelings any. And a lot of times people in the group will answer too. So, all right, we're just going to stick this down here on my right side of this middle loop. And we'll put our, I've got 26 gauge floral wire that I like to use for this. And I cut them in 26-inch strips. All right, we'll put that kind of along too. And this is going to be the top ribbon loop, so the tails won't need to be necessarily as long on this one. So, Sylvia's saying that Dollar Tree has a lot of Mardi Gras stuff. Our Dollar Tree does not. I'm up here in Indiana, and although I feel like I should be living in the South, I'm not, but we don't celebrate Mardi Gras up here, but I love making the stuff, and it's always been a good product for me to have in my shop. I'm going to make this kind of long, and actually I'm going to go a little bit longer because I'm wanting this Mardi Gras, I'm wanting it to be visible, and so we'll probably actually cut that off down here. I usually like that trailing down to the side so that you can see all the letters and the words. But yeah, even our, we have a Party City up here that has all kinds of party stuff and masks and celebrates about any kind of occasion. They don't carry Mardi Gras, except for the beads. They do have those. And in fact, last year, I went in and asked them if they were going to get any in because I didn't know. And they said they would in a couple of months. Well, Mardi Gras was going to be over by that point. They didn't even know it. So I didn't even go there this year. Okay, I'm going to leave this kind of long again. There again for those words. And we may end up cutting it off, but okay. And I'm going to break up. I'm going to break up these colors. I've changed my mind. I'm going to throw in this purple, and we'll actually use 5 ribbons in here, I believe, this time. Woman can do that, change her mind, right? But I got to looking, and I've got these light colors together, and I want a little bit of solid to break it up, break up the patterns. And this is more of a satin, and I don't want this to be on the bottom because it's going to be less likely to be able to hold its shape. I'll put this really stiff canvas ribbon, the Harlequin ribbon, on the bottom. So, hi Vicki, how are you doing? Hey Zuli, we're starting to warm up here, and actually I was telling my husband this morning it was up to 17 degrees, and it actually felt warm. I said, isn't that sad? But last time I checked it was up to 30, so that's doable. I think you told me that it was going to get cool down there, didn't you, Zuli? Zuli's in Puerto Rico, and the other day she invited us all down to Puerto Rico to get warm. Isn't that right, Zuli? Yeah, just kidding. She did say that they've got really nice hotels down there in the off season. Oh goodness, Vicki says it's 4 degrees in New Jersey. I bet you're getting what we just had. Yeah, I'm ready for this cold weather to be gone. I'm a fair weather person for sure. Whenever you go outside and it hurts to breathe, you know it's cold. And we've got a German Shepherd. You guys, a lot of you have probably seen him. during my lives when he sneaks down here. But he is always going around and smelling everything and marking everything, being a male, of course. And it was funny because he would do some deep breaths in and then he'd sneeze because I think the air was hurting his nose. I'm just doing 2 loops of each one of these ribbons. And if I wanted to, I could just make them all, you know, I could use the same ribbon. But I like to mix it up. And we're almost done with the bow. Put one more. I'm going to put that Harlequin on. Like I said, I'm making it kind of long because I'm expecting this to be a big lantern swag. All right, there we go. Just going to throw this off to the side. I'll tidy up later. Uh-oh. Did you see that? All right. Well, keep on going. I hope that's all of that. Didn't that irk you? Okay. Usually it's right in the middle of a bow loop that happens. Okay. And this one, I do this last one just a little bit different for my lantern swags because I don't want the bow to get too broad. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Yeah, let's see. I usually will go ahead and I'll double it up. I could have just, if I was thinking, I could have just done it with that last ribbon. Just made it into one. But I was talking and I wasn't paying attention, like usual. But I just go ahead and put it right over the top of it if I forget like that. Oh, Zuli says this time of the year she's 78 to 79 degrees. That would be so nice. I'm ready for those days. I kind of got a feeling though, and I don't know, I don't have anything to base it on, but you know, some years how you just go automatically from winter to summer, and you don't have any spring. As crazy as the weather's been for us, like I said, you know, it was 8 below the other day, and now it's going to be up in the 60s here in a day after tomorrow. I just get the feeling that we're going to have some weird weather for the spring and just go right for summer. Okay, now I'm going to grab my fluff box and we'll fluff this out real quick so I don't drop it on my toe. All right. Even with it warming up though, I've been freezing down here today. That's why I've got all these clothes on. I've got this jacket and a turtleneck sweater on. So, all right, now while I'm doing this, I'm kind of looking at my ribbons and I'm trying to decide how I actually want the bow to be shaped. As far as the tails, which tails I want the longer ones down on the bottom. I want the shorter ones up toward the top. And I know I want this Mardi Gras phrase down on the bottom. All right. After we get the bow all fluffed, looks like a spider right now. Let's see. I'm just pulling them in opposite directions as I go up each one of the individual ribbons. And I'm kind of twisting them as I go. Let's see. And the way I'm looking at it, the way the words are falling, I'm thinking that this is probably going to be the bottom of the bow. Okay. Just because of the way the words are falling, I think it's going to be easier if this is the bottom of the bow. So, okay. That's all there is to making the bow. That's what we have so far. Like I said, doesn't look like too much right now. Looks like a big spider. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to get this put out of the way. And let me make some room here. Okay. Now, let me drop you down here just a little bit here. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and make the base of the swag. And for that, we're just going to make a sandwich, basically. Let me drop you in here, zoom in, and you won't look at me so much. You'll see that. I know for sure I want to use these. Okay? So I just think they give a lot of personality to it. Cut this price tag off of here. Heck, I might even use 2 of them up here. I just kind of play around with it until I get something that I like. I might even throw my fleur-de-lis. I might do something like that. And I know it doesn't look like too much right now, but give it time. I'm kind of liking that. Okay, so now that we know what we're going to use, we'll go ahead and we'll start making our sandwich. And by that, all I mean is we'll take the different items, the different pieces we're going to use, and we're just going to start layering them. And these stems are much too long. Once we get them all situated, we'll be cutting a lot of it off. Yeah, I think that'll look nice, just kind of draping down. And we'll put these little guys right on top of it. And like I said, Mardi Gras is all about excess. Trying to grab my zip ties here. Okay, just grab a few of these and we'll just start joining these together. I want to make sure that I've got enough room for my bow. Yeah, that'll be fine. That one's much too big. Thank you, Rachel. Oh, goodness. Darlene says she was out of water for almost 3 days. Goodness sakes. You know, it's all those necessities of life that we take for granted that when we don't have them, you realize how important they are. Yeah, we had, on the coldest days, one of the local cities here, their power went out. And, you know, it wouldn't take too long at all for the house to get dangerously cold without electricity. Okay. All right. Like I said, I know it doesn't look like too much right now. I'm going to kind of play with these, kind of get them spread out here a little bit. I think if I kind of give this a little bend, it'll make it look just a little bit fuller. Okay. All right, now we're going to trim off these really long tails. And I always have to double check because I have been known to cut the wrong thing before. Cut this one just a little bit shorter here. That one went flying somewhere. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and tighten that down just a bit. I can find what I did with them. Oh, you know what? I've got them someplace else. I forgot I used them on another project behind me. So we'll go ahead and tighten this up real good. Okay. Clip these off. Okay. Now, just looking at it, I think I am going to go ahead and add some of the Deco Mesh, just to kind of give it some fullness back here, since I don't have any greenery or flowers or anything like that. So I'm going to set this off to the side here. And like I said, I already had some of the purple, but I also have this Mardi Gras colors that I'm going to, it'll add just a little bit more of the gold that we're missing. Isn't that pretty? It's really going to give it a lot of interest. Can't talk tonight. And let me go ahead and stand up and trim this off just a little bit. Let's make sure we have a straight edge. And then I'm just going to cut off about a 10-inch strip. Get that to stay on my way here. I'm going to get one more. Okay. I don't know if we used all of these, but we'll set these off to the side somewhere. All right, now let me decide what I want to do here. I know I want to use these. These are absolutely gorgeous. And I think I'm going to put another one of the purple. We'll kind of alternate them here. I'm just kind of making a crisscross on it in my hand. Just kind of like a sandwich, just like we did the base of the swag itself. All right, we'll put that one on the very bottom. We just kind of made a flower, more or less, since I didn't have a flower. Now I'm going to get my pipe cleaner. Uh-oh, my last one. It's a good thing we just did one of those. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing? Thank you for joining in. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was saying I haven't done enough Mardi Gras. I'm really slacking this year, and I love to do it. Not that we celebrate Mardi Gras here in Indiana, but it's always a popular product in my store, and I like the bling. I'm all about bling. I like rustic stuff too, but if it came down to it and I had to pick, I'd always pick out the shiny stuff. Okay, I'm just tucking under the raw edges there, and that's what we have. Okay, like I said, since we don't have a flower, that's going to substitute and going to give us just a little bit of fullness here on the bottom. Okay, now all I'm going to do, I've got my pipe cleaner down on the bottom where I joined it, and I'm going to swing it up. And that's what we're going to use to attach this to the swag. And just tighten that down. Okay. There again, I know it doesn't look like too much right now, and you're thinking, what in the world is she doing? Where's she going with this? And a lot of times I don't know myself. You know how it is, they say you just keep on doing the same thing until a pattern emerges, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Okay, I'll tuck that down. Okay? And that way, I mean, whenever you put this up on a swag, or I'm sorry, up on a lantern, you know, people are going to be looking at it from all angles. So you want it to have interest from every side. And I just didn't want that just to be naked there on the bottom. So even from the back, it's going to be pretty. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and put our bow on. Now I got to decide again. I got to remember which side was going to be up and which is going to be down. Okay, here's the way we're going to do it. And I'm just taking the 2 wires that I had joined the bow with. That's what I'm going to use to tie this to the lantern swag. And we're just going to go right around, right where we had that pipe cleaner. That's joining that Deco Mesh. I'm going to go right in that groove. And you don't have to use a floral wire for your bow. If you wanted to use a pipe cleaner, that'd be fine too. I've just always used floral wire, so it's just what's comfortable for me. And it works well. I'm just tightening up the wire now so our bow is secure. I go out about an inch or so. Then I'm going to clip it off. And I'm going to tuck it under. Okay? All right, so that's what we have so far. It's like a big spider, doesn't it? I feel like we need to have a little bit more height up here. Okay. All right, now we need something to join our swag to the lantern. And I'm going to get some rustic wire for that. And this is rustic wire. It's just a heavy gauge wire. And I usually pull off about 26 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to find that same groove that I joined. I take that back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go underneath of all this. I'm going to go underneath of the Deco Mesh, I think. I'm just trying to think how it's going to sit on the lantern. Yeah, I'm going to go underneath of the Deco Mesh, and that's where I'm going to slide this rustic wire. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. And I put it on there kind of snugly, and I'll just twist it one time or two times because I don't want the swag out too far from the lantern. Okay, all right, that's what we have so far, guys. Looks like a mess, doesn't it? So, all right, now I'm going to get my lantern, and I got a big one. Let me raise you guys up so you can see what I'm going to be doing. Let me drop you down just a bit. Okay. All right. And we're just taking this wire, taking the rustic wire, and that's what's going to join our swag to the lantern. And usually what I do, just to kind of finish it up a little bit better, hope you guys can see, I can't see you guys very well, I usually take some hot glue and I put it over about the last inch. Oops, I got a little chunk of glue there. I don't know where that came from. Oh. And that way the rustic wire is not as apt to fray on the ends. I like to have something that's going to last for my customer. And this stuff will ravel if you don't do this. I usually just take it around a few times just while that glue's kind of cooling. Okay. All right, now, can you guys see all that? Maybe I need to back you up just a little bit. Okay. All right, now, I'm going to have to turn this toward me a little bit here. Get all the ribbons arranged here. Like I said, I wanted that Mardi Gras to come down the front, just like this. And let's see. I'm going to swap places with this over there. It's always kind of hard to do this backwards. I usually have it turned facing towards me when I'm doing this. But I like a little bit of the ribbon going up over the top. There we go. Okay. You switch this over here. Don't like that you can't see that. There we go. And I'll just turn these around, or spread these apart just a bit. Okay, I'm going to turn it toward me so I can get a little better look here. I'll turn it around when I get it almost ready for you. Like I said, it's about impossible to mess with that ribbon while it's backwards. Some going over the front, some going over the back. All right, now I'm just going to start kind of trimming them. So I don't want them all this long. And I'm going to dovetail them. And to dovetail them, I'm just folding them in half and then cutting them up at an angle. Just like this. Trim some of these that are up here on the top. Hi Jennifer, how are you? Oh, thank you, Kathy. Zuli is wanting to know if I sell the lantern too. I do not. Reason being is the shipping. I do not sell the lantern with them. It's just, it'd be really difficult for myself for me to ship it and the glass not break. Usually what I'm trying to do, if I have a color going down over on this side, I try to mimic that on the opposite side. Like this purple, I'm trying to have it on both sides here, just like that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, now I'd like to put a few goodies inside the bow itself. Here's what we have so far. Hope you guys can see that. It's not difficult to get the right angle. I almost feel like we need another one of these up here. Or I've got these. I don't know, that'd almost be too much purple though. Or I could have another one of these hanging out the side here. Let's see. I'm thinking I need one of these on the bottom. Get the price tag off. What I can do, since I've already made the sandwich, so to speak, with the lantern swag, I can take a zip tie and tie it to one of the others here. I just want this kind of hanging out here to the side. It seems kind of empty over here. So let's do that. And I want it just kind of poking out underneath here, underneath the bow. If I put this bow or this ribbon tail underneath of it, then it just kind of highlights that a little bit better. There we go. Just like that. Can you see that? And that spot there that was just kind of empty. Okay. And plus, it was kind of goes along with that diagonal that I was talking about. You know, if you put one over here, you need to put something over here. I like that a lot better. Okay. All right, now let's fill in. We're going to put in some ferns. And then we'll be done, guys. Let me look and see if I can get by with this green. I don't know. It looks way different than that emerald green, doesn't it? So I'm not giving up finding those bushes. Like I said, they were just the perfect addition to just put a little bit of finishing touch on these Mardi Gras items. I'll put a little hot glue on here. Make a mess usually. The thing about Mardi Gras, you get glitter everywhere. I think it might even be worse than Christmas. Okay, I put one there, so I'm going to put one over here. I'm going to cut this one down, this ribbon, just a bit so it doesn't hide that little pick we just added. I used to usually just stick that right up in there in those bow loops. Like I need a small one right here. Where did I say? Right there. You can see just a little bit of extra that adds to the bow. Right, and maybe just a little bit right here. Cut this one off too. One doesn't have any business being that long. Okay. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to turn it toward me here, real quick here. I think that ribbon is too long. Let me cut this off. I think my good ribbon scissors are getting dull. Just butchered that ribbon, all the pieces. Work on those tomorrow. Okay. Just going to trim it up some of these ribbons just a bit. Okay. take one more look at it as it goes around. Okay. Okay, I think I'm happy with it. What do you guys think? I think I'm happy with it. The only thing I wish that, like I said, I had all the greens and the purple as well in this fern, but I don't, and I can't find them. So I've got lime green ferns, but not emerald green. But what do you guys think? Oh, Lori, thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. That's all I have for you today. If you did like what you saw, please let your crafty friends know about us. If you wouldn't mind to paste it to your Pinterest or Facebook pages, it not only helps me, but it also saves it for you in case you'd ever want to reference it again at some time. Check back with me often. My blog is new and I'm adding content weekly. You can also see us on and follow us on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube if you'd like to check it out. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. If you have any other wreath making struggles, please let me know and I will help as best I can. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Till next time, bye-bye.